Hey guys, I'm Danny.
Evelyn.
At the NintendoCade channel, I'd like to welcome you to a NintendoCade Direct Talk. Today, we found out some news. It's not directly Nintendo related, but I think it is related in the long run, because if you can see that we're in the game room for a very specific reason. You know that I'm a big collector. If you've been around my channel for a long time, Evelyn helped me put it together, and you can see all the games and everything. And I treasure a lot of the games that I grew up with and having a lot of memories, just playing a lot of them. And of course, part of the fun is, just putting it around and then just grab it and play it anytime you want. As part of the physical nature of games, I grew up in an era where you can't download games. But today, as of recording this video, Sony, I should say PlayStation, announced that beginning in 2028,
January 2028.
yeah, they are stop producing physical games.
Hi.
So no more disc, because if you know that the PlayStation 5 uses disc as their medium, and then of course Nintendo Switch 2, it uses these game cards. But putting Nintendo aside for a moment, I will talk about Nintendo and why it pertains to Nintendo, and it's very important. What PlayStation is deciding to end disc medium in general, and all the games will be digital, so you had to download your games in the future after 2028. It's a bummer. I really had to sit there for a while and just sink it in, because I knew there's one day that physical medium will just kind of fizzle away in a sense, and it just came out sooner than I thought. With this decision, my worst fear as a Nintendo fan is it will trickle down to Nintendo games. Because in the past, Nintendo has pretty much stayed along its route on its own. They do its own thing, but it will eventually, they do the same thing. And I've seen this in history. I think Evelyn saw this as she was organizing my game room, and she would open the games and see, like from the NES, it's full of stuff inside the box. You have the manual, the cartridge, obviously, the inserts, and Nintendo Power Magazine subscription insert, even the, like the precautions booklet, and all that stuff. It's just so much stuff in there.
Yeah, I mean, organizing Danny's game room from the NES game is a bigger box. And if you could actually feel the weight of it, even the GameCube too. I'm looking the other side because the other side is all the collection in there. The Wii as well. It felt heavy. Some of them I told him, like, wow, feels heavy. And when I open it up and I check, the manual is thick. It's crazy as it is that they tell you everything about it. And yeah, it just feels great to look at it, feel it, have it on hand. And as Danny was mentioning, it's not Nintendo directly, but it will eventually trickle down to Nintendo. As a company, they will see around there's other company doing it. It's like, why? We should do the same thing too. I mean, it works, right?
Yeah, because a lot of us, I said this in my live stream many times, convenience is a key factor for many people to download their games. I totally understand it. But for me, I tend to avoid that if I could. And obviously, that from the back of me, I'm a big Nintendo Switch collector, and I love that the fact that it's on a card mostly. Well, I have to say that now because Nintendo Switch 2 has some game key cards, but I'll get to that in a second. But I want to give you guys a perspective to think about, because Nintendo have always had physical medium to buy their games. And I saw a big change during the Nintendo Wii U era. The reason why I bought the Wii U specifically, obviously it's not the most popular generation, but it goes under the radar for a lot of people because they never own the system or whatever the case may be. But I personally played the system, Evelyn as well. And one of the first games that they released for the system was Nintendo Land. I remember very vividly when I opened up Nintendo Land. I have right here. I brought it out on purpose. So this is Nintendo Land here. Obviously, when you open it up, you have the disc, because they use this medium. And on this side here, there's an insert and also a full manual. So you see the booklet, and has all the information there, has beautiful graphics about the game and the mini games and explanations. And sometimes they have different languages and all that stuff, but at least it's a manual. And you go into the line, the years on the line of games that were released on the system. Next one I have here is Super Mario 3D World. A popular game, of course, right? This one here, same thing, has a disc, but now they start changing. This is the transition here. So we have this viewing the electronic manual. They literally have an insert just to tell you how to view the manual in a different way. There's no more booklet in there, a full manual. So you have an insert. This is Club Nintendo. And this, you think this is a manual. This is actually not. It's just a pamphlet. A pamphlet that tells you how to control Mario. That's it. It's one sheet of paper, one long sheet of paper folded up, and you have this. It's pretty okay. I mean, it's not the worst. And now I'm going to go to the Evelyn's favorite game that started for her.
This hurts.
It hurts. It hurts. This is Splatoon. The first Splatoon. Open it up. And now remember, just these are all my original copies. I'm going to show you what's inside. This is the game disc. And this is it. That's all in there. Viewing the electronic manual. It's not a manual at all. It's just telling you how to access the manual in a different way.
This is why Danny had to teach me how to play Splatoon. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's just in the same generation.
In the same generation.
It's just as time passed from the first game that were launched for Nintendo Wii U, and then pretty much towards the end, you could see the difference.
Yeah, and the reason for the change for that time is because Nintendo's competitors at the time, which is Xbox and PlayStation, they decide to remove the manual. And Nintendo held on to having a manual in their games for quite a bit of time until the later part of the Wii U lifespan. And then you know what goes on after the Wii U. We have the Nintendo Switch, and then now we have Nintendo Switch 2. And you know by now, I'm sure all of you guys know who are watching my channel, you guys know how it is to own a Nintendo Switch. There's almost practically nothing in the case. It's only the game card, like this case here. I brought out Softbox. I had a blast playing this recently. Of course, the latest release as of the recording this video. Opening it up, this is what we usually expect. There's absolutely nothing in there. I mean, we're lucky to even have like art on the other side. So if you bought a third-party release, you wouldn't even have this most of the time. It's mostly white paper, and that's about it. You have the game card right there.
That's it.
That's it. Nothing exciting inside. You know, you would think like unboxing videos would be a fun thing, but I don't think there's much for me to unbox and show you guys in here. That's just the way it is, right? So my point is, going back, Nintendo gradually removed all the contents inside of the case because of competitors doing it. It took a while, but it eventually transitioned right with Nintendo Switch, and then they continued on to the current day of Nintendo Switch 2. Now, going back with the PlayStation announcement that they're removing physical games entirely after January 2028. That's a big thing. You know, Nintendo right now is still having a physical medium. You know, you have the game card, like I showed you with the Softbox, and they have also the game key card. The game key card alone is a different topic on its own. I will probably discuss that down the line, but we have an option. That's the key thing. I want to mention that we do have an option. If you want to download your games, that's up to you. That's right. But I'm an old guy. I like to have my games and just, you know, take it out of the shelf and just put it into the Nintendo Switch system or Switch 2. And just play it.
I mean, that's the keyword. It's very important because what Danny mentioned is the keyword is option. Having an option, then everyone do have an option to buy the way that they prefer. But by removing it, the physical copy, then the only option is digital. And that's pretty much forcing people just get it that way. I mean, if you don't get it, then you won't be able to play the game. That's how, right?
Yeah. It's good to have options. As a consumer, you want to have a choice. If I wanted to get physical, definitely there's a way. If you want to get digital, it's always there. But you guys know the deal with digital, or you don't know. I did make a video on this topic about game key cards, just explaining the concept of game key cards in itself. You obviously get the game, the card from a card. Not this one specifically. This one has a full game on the card. But one that does not, a game key card, you download the game on your Nintendo Switch 2, you put the card in, download it, then you can play it. But of course, that takes up memory. You know that your console will only have a certain amount of memory, and if you don't, then you can add more by putting in an SD card in there, an SD Express card, right? Of course, you don't know, or you do know, I'm sure, if you look around and if you bought the latest games and you run out of space, you have to buy a new one, and that costs quite a bit of money. Especially in the modern day, that's the downfall of the digital. So if you were on the PlayStation platform and you have everything digital, do expect to buy those storage addition to your system, and it's really expensive. I don't think it's a great thing about gaming. Yeah, no, that's why I always gravitate towards buying the game full on the card. You shouldn't be having to spend more money to play your game.
Right.
That's the worst thing you can. The games are pricey as it is, it's not like something you don't blink an eye. You buy games like 60, 70 bucks or whatever, or 80 bucks depending on what you're buying, and you have to buy another, like an SD card. I just brought one out of the side just to show you guys. This is not for the Switch 2, but you know the deal. It's an SD card. Just spend more money just to play a game. It sucks. Honestly, I'm just gonna be flat outright with that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand the difference, and then we've been getting a lot of questions when we're streaming, and we do give advice. I mean, that's your choice, of course. At the end of the day, that's your money, right? But we gave the explanation of what Danny just said, that if you just buy digital, it takes us memory, and then now on Nintendo Switch 2, the games are even bigger. It's easy. Right? It was easy. Like one of the game, it was 100. It's 100.
It's over 100 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah.
And the fact that the Nintendo Switch 2 is only 256, 50, yes, yeah. It is. It just go by quick, and then that means what? You gonna play 2 games? and
2 game-ish?
2 game-ish, yes. Yeah. And to spend extra money on that, it's just that I don't see it the right way. That why would you spend extra money? And plus, it's super expensive. The prices right now keep going up, and I haven't seen it lower. And some of you I know still want to look for it, and then we just recommend you to get a physical. You have a choice. That way you don't have to spend the money to buy a memory card, and it's just crazy.
Yeah. I just hate to see the day that a way to buy these games is going to go away.
Yeah, because this is the beauty. This is why we are, imagine later on, we're just going to be in a blank wall. It's like, hey guys, so the Nintendo, I don't know. I'm just
my games are on my system. It's not fun to do it that way.
Like the Nintendo Switch, I don't know, 5. Look, the games are on the system.
I honestly do believe that if this really does take place, Nintendo will follow the trend, not producing physical media for the games, and you would have to download all your games down the line. That's definitely, I don't desire that. I'm sure you guys know the deal with me and physical games and stuff like that. Some of you guys may even migrate to full digital, but that's your prerogative, and I respect that. You do what you want to do with your money. That's totally fine. But I do believe that having a choice is very important.
Right.
Ownership is very important. I can literally, I've done this in the past. I have this game in hand. I finished playing with it. Over the years, I can give it to anyone I want, or trade it, or sell it. I have a choice as a consumer to do what I want with this game. I can literally put it on the shelf and be happy with that, and so be it. Or I can pass it along to the next person to enjoy it.
So I could hold a physical instead, because if you have a digital, you won't be able to do that. No. The only way, you have to give me your system, Danny.
Yeah, but not only that, there's a danger to digital that many of you guys may not even realize is the digital is just a license. You don't own the game. People think that, oh, it's on my system, I have it. What's to worry about? Here's the thing. If you look in the past with the Nintendo Wii and Nintendo, I gotta make this right. Nintendo Wii, Nintendo Wii U, and the Nintendo 3DS. I'm probably DS in there as well, but a lot of the Nintendo online shops close for them. And you cannot really access the new, you can't buy new games for it. So you're stuck with what you have, if you do have it. And, electronics do not last forever. That's not the truth. There is a day that it will go away. Not only that, you can't download it again. Once the shops go down, Nintendo will eventually just do not allow you to re-download these games. It's not going to happen forever. You know, it costs them money to maintain these servers for you to re-download the games. And over a period of time, 10, 15, 20 years, there will be no recourse to re-download those games. Not only that, the games that you have digitally are just, like I said before, are just licenses for you to play. You do not physically own the game. You do not own the game at all. They can revoke it at any time. You know, recently, just the day before this announcement from PlayStation, if you own the PlayStation 5, you know that there are movies that you can purchase online and just watch it anytime when you boot up the system. Just go into your library and play a movie, a TV show, or whatnot. There are over 500 titles that were revoked from people's system. Just disappear. It goes away, and you cannot access those movies. You bought them, but you cannot access them anymore because it's not in your library. Because Sony, PlayStation, lost the digital rights to distribute these movies for PlayStation viewers to watch them. The same thing that applies to video games. The games that you own digitally can be revoked at any time. I'll give you a scenario. One time I bought a game on Nintendo eShop for Nintendo Switch 2. Yes, I think it's just recently, not that long ago. I bought the wrong DLC. Because the only way you get it is download. It's a DLC. It was for a third-party game. I won't say what it is, but I made a mistake. It was a costly mistake. I think it was like at least $30, and I didn't play it. I said, oh my goodness, I downloaded the wrong version. There's different DLC and there's like more stuff and whatnot, right? So I thought about, oh my goodness, can I do something about it? I contact Nintendo, and then they're okay, they're cool. I love customer service from Nintendo. They just, don't worry, we got you. I mean, sums it up, they will refund me. When they refunded me, they revoked that license to that download right away. It's gone off my screen. It just poof. It just disappeared. There was no notification. There was nothing. It was literally like it never happened. Simple as that. Now, bear in mind, I saw the DLC on my home screen. You know, like when you have all the icons of the games that you own. It's just gone. This is a vanilla version of the game. You know? That is the power of digital. And with this full digital future, with all the games that are not available physically, that's going to be the plight of it. You know, now you piece it together, you don't own it. They can take it away from you, just like the same idea with the movies. And that's scary. You don't have a choice. You know, like we went to Japan not too long ago. We went to different stores, and it was amazing going to like music stores, seeing all different type of music, or even like a secondhand store. You can see movies and games and all sorts of stuff. It's just lined up. Just really amazing that you have a choice to purchase them. And I got some.
Yeah, it was crazy that we were able to walk in the store, and I'm pretty sure some people in there, I mean, the Japanese, they probably saw our reaction, like we were surprised. But because we don't have a store like this in here that you could walk in and buy secondhand item as much as I'm saying that, yeah, you might say that, oh, but they do have some store. Where in here? Tell me. Oh, whether they have a chain and they have many. We walk in a couple of blocks, you could find one, and we were able to find games and even soundtrack CD. They have the whole entire building. Each floor from different category of music is insane of aisle after aisle after aisle. The fact that we were able to find even newer game or some newer CDs too. Some of the department store, they also have aisles and aisles of physical items. But in here, you walk into the store, you don't really see as many aisles either. Back then, just like recently, not recent, but 10 years ago, Dan and I walk into some store here, like Best Buy, Target, you see aisles. But now it's like they compress video games in 1 or 2 aisles. Like, have you noticed that when you go into the store? Walmart, Target, it's less and less.
It's tiny now.
It's tiny,
the old days.
Yeah. Right? And then they put all 3 companies all in one aisle too. That's how it is.
It's just the nature of it. And I hate to see physical media for
Yes.
games disappear, because like Evan said, it's a very clear distinction that we saw that happening on our just the retail stores that we have around us.
Yeah, so I like when we walk in Japan, I was able to find this for
Evelyn
Danny.
helped me find out.
And-
It's one I'm missing.
Yeah, this is 3DS, and then when you
DS,
DS,
yes.
when you open it, you have manual. It's decent thickness. What else?
I got-
Another one too. Look.
Ah, like a Donkey Konga for the GameCube. I'm a big GameCube fan,
That's-
and this is what we could do. Like all these years later on, the game still exists. You could pop it in your
Yeah.
GameCube and start playing it, which is a great thing. That's the great thing about physical media. I keep emphasizing it, but I'm crossing my fingers it doesn't happen for Nintendo. But I'll be honest with you, it's more likely going to happen the successor for Nintendo Switch 2. And at that point, we all have to decide what you want to do in terms of game. You want to continue gaming in the way it is, and just have the possibility of not having access to that game in the future. And it can happen because all online storefronts will or may close for the platform. There is, it happened on Nintendo. It happened on other platforms. There's no reason for not to happen in the future for Nintendo Switch or the Nintendo Switch online service, right? So,
Yes,
I
it
mean,
is sad.
it is sad.
Yes.
It's sad. I know that my thoughts are all over the place because this is more like an impromptu video. I just went on camera. I want to talk to you guys directly. This is a NintendoCade Direct Talk. It's just unfiltered. Whatever we say is whatever I say, and it's just my thoughts about it and Evelyn as well. Let me know down below in the comments what your thoughts are. This is like a multi-log. I call it multi-log because we're talking to you guys, and you guys are gonna talk back to me, expressing your thoughts about this. I always encourage you guys to buy as much physical as you can. You're saving yourself money, especially if you're buying the games that have all on the cards, like this, like Star Fox. All the information is on the game itself. You don't have to splurge on extra storage and just play it. That way, that tells the producer of these games that you like this stuff. You want to keep buying it. And if you're just going to download your game, we're almost part of the problem as well, because we like convenience. Like we don't want to fumble around cards, and I get that. But at the same time, by buying physical, you help yourself, you help other people as well, because it gives an option. It gives you an option. It lets you do anything with the game you want. And heck, you could buy a game and give it to someone. Whatever you want. Like a brand new game is a gift, right?
Or like what we saw in Japan, they actually bring it back to the store and then sell it back to the store.
Yeah.
Right?
Just sell the game back to the store and fund your next game somewhat. Like at least
Yes.
recoup the cost. That is up to you. And that the choice is very powerful as a consumer. All right, guys, I'll leave it at that. Something for your thoughts about it. Leave me down below in the comments again what your thoughts are. I want to hear it. I'm sure Evelyn will be checking it out as well. If you enjoyed this latest episode of NintendoCade Direct Talk, we do appreciate a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more episodes like this. As always, I'm Danny
Evelyn.
at the NintendoCade. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.